All right. Is this the beginning of a bigger drop? This is the question that I'm seeing a lot on social media right now. Is it the beginning of a bigger drop? So today, you guys saw what happened. The market gapped down, and to be honest, it's not surprising. Like yesterday, I told you guys I did not want to make any prediction because we were at support, but I did give you guys some of the possibilities. I did also told you guys I started buying shorts a couple of days ago. I was buying puts, getting some VIX. Just whenever the market is that high, it's 40, and it seems like there's no actual momentum to push higher, and the VIX is very very low. It is always great to buy into volatility. You use volatility as a hedge. So I want to welcome you guys to the show. Luweb with Luweb Trading. You guys know what we do here. We go into it. I have had a lot of response. So if anybody else that's watching, if you have any comment that you'd like to make, I would really like to know exactly what you guys think. A lot of people are telling me, the live is a bit too technical for them because they seem not to really understand. When I'm doing the complete breakdown, it's a bit too advanced and things like that. I really want to keep it that way. But guess what, guys? You guys are here. You guys support the channel. You are watching. You asking for something. Although I'm still going to do my breakdown, but hey, I understand what you guys are asking for, and everything is pretty much what how do they say it? Everything is in balance, right? You have to balance things. I cannot under no uncertain terms to completely abandon what we do here. Don't mind me, guys. If you see my head's away a little bit, I'm trying to find a way to see if I can actually find this, because right now my phone decided to die. My phone's simply not working right now. So I'm setting up on my iPad. I'm setting up the iPad so I'm able to actually see when you guys, if anybody want to say anything, ask anything, or anything like that. Quick little announcement. I want to give a shout out to Vietnam, Senegal, and Nigeria. Those three countries has now taken over South Korea, Poland as the top wherever my top viewers are coming from. So I want to give you guys a shout out. It has been great just seeing like different places that did not, you don't really think, right? So a lot of times you don't know whose life you're impacting, who may be watching, and things like that. So these are all things that are great. So I do think there's a big drop coming, but I don't know if we are ready to see that yet. I really did not like what happened today, and I will tell you guys why. The reason I don't like the way the market dropped today, it dropped too fast, too far, with a big gap. I do not like gaps, as I teach you guys over and over on this channel. The charts, the market does not leave gaps. That being said, we do have some gaps at the bottom. When we were going up, we still have some gaps that we have to go fill. So that means, are we gonna go fill those right now? Possibly. But the reason why I really don't like it, not just because of the gaps, it's also because of the fact that we have those companies that are reporting. Like I believe Home Depot already reported. We also have Target or Target for you guys that are bougie. Uh, we have Walmart also reporting. So all these companies, this is the consumer, right? This is the consumer. Like for example, today You saw Home Depot killed it. They crushed their earnings. But what did that show? They are not getting those big home improvements. People are putting those on hold. People are calling and having extensions. People are not putting deposits. Some people forego their deposits because they don't want to add, they don't want to do that new roof. They don't want to do the kitchen. They are not doing it. So all that are signs that's pretty much telling us things are getting a little tight for consumers, right? So that's this is why we watch these things. This is why how we know what's going on underneath, regardless of all the rosy pictures that's trying to be to portray on CNBC. Oh, look at the stock market. The stock market is not the economy. All right, the stock market is not the economy. Most people, first of all, most Americans are not invested in the stock market. If you are one of those, I'm assuming you are. The fact that you are watching here, I want you to understand that not every single person even knows what the stock market is, let alone have money in there. I'm not even, I know you may think every single employee has a 401k. That is not the case. Most employees don't know what a 401k is. And even if they do, what a lot of people think about is like, hey, do I really want to take out $200 out of my check every pay period? No, I need that extra 200. So you have to actually respect things like that. As we go into it, guys, let's take a quick look right now and see what we are looking at. This is the S&P 500. You guys can see exactly what's going on and what it is. I was telling you guys, I mean, we were fading. We were fading, in fact, fading. I talked about that multiple times. I actually called the top. I called the top right there. But hey, listen, if you somebody who were able to take it, I want to preface that by saying I am not your financial advisor. I cannot tell you to buy, hold or sell. What I do here is for educational purposes. So I do encourage you guys to do your own due diligence, and if you would like to trade, or contact a financial advisor. All right. But you guys know what I do. I do a deep dive, which now I have to be a bit more conscious and understand. For a lot of you guys, you don't know. So technically, I'm gonna try to put things in layman terms to make things a lot easier, right? I instead of saying we got the rejection right here, so let's just say we hit a brick wall up there. All right, price could not go any higher. There were not enough people willing to buy at this level. So when we don't have enough people to buy, guess what? People panic and they start dumping, they start selling. And it doesn't make things any better. The fact that the past couple of days, we've been hearing some really unsettling things regarding the U.S. military itself and regarding the geopolitical issue in the Middle East. All right. So all these things are having a big impact. And another thing I want to talk, it's almost as if there's like a big energy war going on right now, because we had refineries hit in Syria, we had refineries hit in Saudi Arabia by the Houthis, we had refineries hit in uh, was it the UAE, Bahrain. On top of that, you have boats are getting blown up in the Red Sea, boats are being blown up in the Strait of Hormuz. So it is very strange and very hard, guys. We have not yet seen the impact. They are trying. The international community is trying very hard. That's how costly this war has been. They are trying their best to trying to mitigate things and make sure everything does not collapse all at once. But guys, it is not a pretty picture, because if you can go online, you can literally go online on some of those sites and see how many ships are transiting the Strait of Hormuz, and it's about like 3 to 5 per day. 3 to 5. So when you hear numbers on TV, people talking about 200 and whatever, I want you guys to understand that they are simply trying to manipulate the market. Now, is it somewhat good for us that they are manipulating the market? I mean, in a way, it is because as long as fuel prices remains a little lower, prices does not completely go crazy on us. And everybody's using their national reserves right now, which sort of like suppressing oil prices. But as you could see over the past couple of days, last week, really since last week, oil prices has been climbing slowly. It has been climbing. All right, so now let's go right back into the S&P 500. Let's go in the 2 hours time frame. Let's see what exactly is happening. Guys, we got down. This is the trend line that we had. We did not even touch that trend line. We literally just jumped down. We just hop. A jump and a hop and a bitty bop. That's pretty much what happens, guys. Like, just crazy. And right now, there's no pattern. If you're not already in this trade, there is no reason for anyone to take that. Because why? We already have that possibility of a bounce because we have this big gap, right? So we may bounce. Does that mean we definitely going to bounce? No. Does that mean we're going to bounce next week? No. But the fact that we have that gap open, there is a possibility it may. I always like to give you guys both scenario, right? Now the case for a continued drop would be the fact that when you actually look at things, you can see there's no good news right now. We have bond yield is skyrocketing. We don't have any good news. So if we're looking at the 2 hour time frame, yesterday I talked about it. Now look at what we did, guys. This is what we did. This is the bearish divergence I talked about. There it is. This is the bearish divergence I talked about. This middle lower high. Now we are in negative territory, and we've already taken out this low. This low is taken out. So for us to actually redeem ourselves and trap the bears, because this could be a bear trap, right? We would need to quickly correct to push higher. We need to do this very, very fast, because if we don't, and we let this thing and if buyers cannot take control back and let this thing dip further into negative territory, so what's going to happen, any bounce is probably going to be a dead cat bounce for us to continue go down. Now, does that mean you should be scared of the market? No. If you are ready, if you are prepared, I do believe what's setting up right now is an opportunity. When I talk about opportunity, you don't buy every dip. All right, I understand. People, we have been conditioned to buy the dip, buy the dip. Guess what? Some people buy the dip and the dip, so they buy the dippy dip, and it just goes on and on. At some point, you just don't have enough. When the market is this high, you do not buy any like 2-3% dips. You wait for like a 10%. 10% is a good entry. Now, yes, it can continue to go down. 10%, 15, 20. This is where you want to add. You cannot just add because we have a couple of days. I know it's been 3 red days. It has been 3 red days. Just because it has been 3 red days does not mean you have to jump in because you're going to reverse. I get it. This is what's been happening. But then again, as you could see, every time we go up, we don't have the same momentum. We don't go as high. We don't have the same push. All right. So this is why I need you guys to be patient and be careful. Your time will come. Your time will come. All right. Now I'm gonna jump on the Qs right now, guys. Let's see what the Qs did today. The Qs. Oh my goodness. This was insane. This was insane. I remember when I was talking about guys say we are so close, we might come here. This thing say no, we're not doing any of that. It says we are not doing any of that. We're just going to jump down, like it's nobody's business. We are just going to jump down. All right. So this is that zone that I had. Let me just increase that opacity a little bit. So this is that zone that I had. I thought was possibly might be used as some sort of support level. It did not even play with that. It just jumped straight down. Could not even touch anything, just jump straight down. Now, we still have a gap right here. Is this gap going to get filled for reverse? Maybe, but we don't know. But one of the reasons we are dropping the way you guys see we are dropping is this whole ordeal with that circular financing that's going on. It is insane. It's getting worse. It is literally getting worse. And when you look at it, like for right now, like SpaceX, People were saying, why is SpaceX wanting up? Why do we have these certain people buying into SpaceX when it's clearly overvalued? It's because they are all in on it, guys. Google is deep in it. I believe it's Nvidia. Uh, all the it's like uh, um, the entire tech and not tech industry. I'd say the big tech bulls, like the big guys, the Nvidias, the Metas, the Microsofts, like all those guys. It's Palantir. It's like they have a club and we're not in it. We're not in it, but they just like spread the money around. I pay you, you pay me, and the money just flows. It's the same money. It is the same money going around. You have OpenAI not able to pay the bills, but guess what? Nvidia just keep backstopping their loans. Now, like if somebody cannot pay the bills, would you be comfortable handing out billions and billions? No problem. This is still going on. But anyway, if as we look at the Nasdaq, this is why we had that big drop. So the semis dropped nearly 5% today. That was a massive, massive drop on the semis, which really take tech down because the semis are heavily rated. Remember, guys, when I've been telling you guys, as we were making those crazy push, I was telling you it's just the AI trade. So that what we just saw was a 5% drop in the AI trade. So even though it was just a few companies, every other company is implicated in that. So whenever they go down, everything will go down. They go up, they might drag everything up. All right, but now my concern is they have risen so far and right now they are dropping. It's like moment of truth, and nobody's really showing the money. I'm not talking about like the memory guys, like the Micron. Micron is selling. They selling storage. They are good. They are still making money. What I'm talking about is the companies that are actually buying compute. They are not yet showing any profit. So with that being said, let's go. 2 hour time frame. Let's see. 2 hour time frame again, pretty much the exact same pattern as S&P 500. We are not seeing anything. Again, remember, guys, when I talk about that double top, that was the perfect double top, and this is what happened. So technically, from being here right down here, this move has been completed. So if you want to get in, you must look for a different setup. That's how you trade. This is how you know when to get out. You have to know at what point does that move as pretty much plays itself out. That move has played itself out. So that's what it is. Now, today, while the market was crazy, you guys know I have been complaining. Oh, God knows I've been complaining about those things that we have, how I'm having to stay in them for a lot longer than I wanted to. Today, Apple came to play, and where's AAPL? Let's go on Apple, reviewing those stocks. Now, why did I stay in Apple, guys? This is why. Remember when I covered this? I said, this is why I'm staying in. This is why I'm not getting out. And I am not getting out simply because Apple did not break this level. So I stayed in. Now, the issue that I still have with Apple, right? This is the candle where we got in. This is where Apple is right now. We are down on because it's been consolidating for so long. That was since, let's see, we got in since August 4th. It is August 18th. So this thing needs to move. It needs to move, and it needs to move right now. It needs to move right now. If we can get back to 315, I'm probably going to call it. At 315, I just see a 5 point move. Probably going to call it because the longer we stay in that play, Tether is really going to hit us. And I don't want to hold for that long because the closer you get to expiration, the faster that decay hits the value of um, your option. So that's the update on Apple. We are still in. Update on XOM. ExxonMobil sold half of my ExxonMobil today. We finally got the breakout, guys. We finally got the breakout. We did it. We got the breakout. Look at this bad boy. Look at this hammer. Man, we had to stay in and be like Teflon Don and understand like, hey, sometimes you just have to hold for a little longer. And I kept telling the guys in the chat, we have to be patient. I understand. Typically, as soon as we get into something, it takes off. This time that was not the case. But why did I keep talking about, guys? I keep talking about we have a cup and handle pattern. All right. And we also just had a breakout. So we broke out, we consolidated here, and then this is the push. Now, where exactly are we expecting this to go? We expecting to get this to get to about, let's say, 170, 175. That's around where we expecting this to go, 170, 175. Can we squeeze higher? Absolutely, we can squeeze higher. I think we're gonna go test the high. This is right now. This is what I'm seeing. I think we might go and actually test the high, and the high is right around 176. I think we're gonna go test the high because look at this, guys. Over the past couple of days, look, it's nothing but buying. Some people have been buying very slowly but consistently. And if you look at, let's look at the MACD. MACD looks crazily insane, man. Even the MACD has a cup and handle pattern. So we're gonna hold this. We're going to babysit that. We're going to hold this, and we're gonna ride this higher. That's what we're gonna do. Now, next play I want to take a look at. Very disappointed with Dollar General. Very disappointed. Dollar General started to put in a really nice move, and right into the close this thing dropped like nearly $2 in the matter of 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It just caved. It just, because this right there, if we actually ended up having a candle that closed right there, that would have been a hammer that it was about to give. I was about to add on that. Now, I'm not sure if I want to actually stay in. And they report on the 27th. That's next week. They report next Thursday. So I'm still holding. I'm waiting for the next move to happen. Ideally, I'd like to be out of that before they actually report earnings. Um, so that's that. And then you guys already know we are still in McDonald's. We are still in McDonald's. McDonald's did the exact same thing. McDonald's started to push higher, got to 270, and right at the close, right into the close, it just faded. It just dropped like a brick wall. I was so disappointed in McDonald's for what it did today. It dropped like a brick wall. I mean, you can do better than that. Drop like a brick wall. Um, right now I'm just giving some updates. I think let me say somebody asked, is there any new place? No new place. I'm just giving updates right now. Netflix doing this thing. I'm still holding. That is a long-term trade, so I'm still holding on that. Not really doing much. I'm just sitting there, just holding. I want to take now. What's on the watch list? PepsiCo. PepsiCo's on the watch list. Again, I'm waiting for PepsiCo to break this level. This is the level I needed to break. As soon as we can break this level on PepsiCo, I want to see what we do here because I want to get in right there. So I'm gonna put an outlet right here on PepsiCo. We have a downward trend line, and if you take this and that, that gives us a falling wedge. We have that falling wedge. It just needs to break above it. Once we can break out of that wedge. I want to be able to take that trade. This is what I'm waiting on right now. That's PepsiCo. Let's see. Another one I'm watching is T-Mobile. Now I've spoken about T-Mobile. I already missed it when it was at 177, but it has not really taken off yet. Um, but it did go higher, which was great. But this is what I'm still watching this to see exactly what we do here. We broke out of that falling wedge for T-Mobile. Right now, I'm just watching to see, hey, what exactly is going on. I think we're gonna have a secondary trend line that would be right here, and I can, you know what? I'm also gonna give it something like that. You guys see how perfect that is connecting this and this low, Every time it comes to this level, it just bounce on top of it. So that means we have room to go to about 195 to 200. We have the room to do that, but I don't like the fact that it's already way out there. But I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I want to see some strength comes in, because those red days are a bit too heavy for me. This is why I'm not touching it. The red days are just a little too heavy. So that's two plays: Pepsi and T-Mobile. Two plays I'm looking at, and the third one I'm looking at currently. Now this is tech, that which might surprise you guys, because you might be asking yourself like, "Hey, why is he looking at tech?" Give me one quick sec. Let me see. They should be showing up around here. That's Broadcom. Broadcom is the company I'm looking at right now. Broadcom reports actually first week of September. I'd like to see Broadcom right down around those levels, because right now Broadcom is pretty good. Look at that. Look at this drop. This was a nice drop. And now we got to find the trend line. Here we go. Look how perfect this is. Now, I'm not going in yet. I'm not going in yet. I still think it's a little too much for me right now. I need to see some type of reversal candle. But what somewhat don't really like is when it makes moves, like it likes to gap. That thing can one. When it makes a move, it makes a crazy, crazy, crazy move. All right. Now, I want to show you guys. This is the other thing. Every day, I want to show you guys how the indicator that I keep offering to everybody. Everybody, I'm seeing people on social media saying I'm struggling, I'm whatever, and I'll offer them free access to the indicator. I literally had somebody tell me, I don't think this is free. This is a scam. I'm like, dude, I'm not asking for your credit card number. I don't need your name. I don't need nothing. The only thing I need is your username for TradingView. Because with your username only, I can invite you. And the person did not believe it, and I somewhat understand it, because there are so many scam artists out there, so it's hard to know, okay, who's legit trying to help you out and who's just trying to take advantage of people. So people are not very trusting, and I cannot blame them for that. All right. So let's transition right on over. So you guys know we're gonna have this go really fast as I talk through it. Now, as I have this one, so now we have now this is what we have, right? We have this. I'm gonna move it out of the way so you guys the replay thing. I don't know how to take that thing off, but I think it's they want it to be there on purpose. So I'm not gonna fight with it. We're going so we have the 15-minute range. That's our high. That's the low. This tab tells you that's the high. That's the low. Our range is about 34 points. So we drop to the 5 minute, right? So it tells you what the phase is. The phase is watching the breakout. Bias right now is neutral, and and it tells you the window that it used. This is the first 15 minutes, right? Watching for breakout. Bias is neutral. All right. So I let this one see all through here. We do nothing. Okay. So now we got the breakout, phase change to awaiting bear confirm. Why? Because it break below. That means it is bearish, right? It is somewhat bearish. So now we are waiting for that to confirm. Now, can we confirm? And again, it is a step by step. That's how easy I've made this. It is a step by step. Now, it has confirmed. Now it says the bias is bearish. So now it moves to phase three. We are watching for a 1 minute pullback. Meaning, once we have a confirmed candle here, we moved over to go watch for the 1 minute pullback. I actually waste a little too much time before I do that. So now we got the 1 minute pullback. This is our 1 minute pullback. So this is your sell, right? This is how I get my trades. This is where you take your sell order. And this level right above this anchor, because that's the anchor, right? That's the most recent high, so you can use that as your anchor. So just slightly above the half of the range. So this is where my stop loss would be. So now we just let that one. Remember again, your entry was where 718. So now you're a little red. This is why you don't panic. If you know where your stop loss is, no reason to panic and say, let me save some money, let me whatever. Your stop loss is in, respect your stop loss, let things play out. If you got scared, you got out. This is why sometimes people say, I don't know what happened. I took the trade, it went up, whatever. It's because the market does not go in one direction, right? It does pullbacks, it does certain things. Now, let me pause this. Now, what exactly are we looking for? This is the move that you're actually looking for. That is your full move. The full move is the length of the range, which would signal, hey, it is time for you to either get out or take some profit off. This is literally what that is. And you just have to you're gonna have to sort of like stay. You could have gotten out here if you wanted to at 716. Remember, again, you got in at around 718 and it got to about 715, right? Not every day it's going to get all the way down to this level. Not every day. But if it got this close, you've made some good profit. Now, let me extend that. This is the drop that you had. Why do you want to stay and deal with all of that? The way I trade, if I get this close, I'm moving my stop loss. I'm moving my stop loss and manage my trade. This is what I'm doing. All right. And the one way I do that also, I will take half off, or I'll take like 75% off of it once we get to here. Right. So this is the move. Again, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, the market did not show any moves today. I didn't have any moves. I couldn't do anything. You could not do anything because whatever it is you might be using is not something that is built on a sound strategy. Again, if you got in right on that push, guess what happened? Let's say some people say, hey, as soon as if they trading, as soon as the 5 minute candle close outside, I go in. So that means you in right there. You would go in right there at 718. Where did it go? 717, and then it pushed all the way back inside. What happens? You are going to be down a lot on your trade. Now, what this does for you is really get rid of all that false breakout. So technically, this is a false breakout. And when you trade like that, one thing I tell people, when you trade like that, you have to accept if those conditions are not met, you are not going to take a trade. And that's okay. You have to be okay to understand I don't need to take a trade every single day. All right. It's not needed to take a trade every single day. Just because you are a day trader does not mean you have to trade every day. So if the conditions are not met, it doesn't give you a trade. But what does that help you with? It helps you get out of false breakout, right? It helps you to stay out of false breakout. This is the thing, this is the key, this is the most important thing. But this is how you use that. I just want to showcase that. Just wanted to showcase that to you guys. This is exactly how you use this is how I find my trade pretty much. That's how I find them. It's very, 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 very simple. I covered that again. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I covered that. This is how I got my trade. There's another one right there, and you can see the continued move. Now, yesterday did not give one. That's okay. I take nothing because it did not give one. Why? The market was just choppy the entire day. It just chopped around and literally did absolutely nothing. So I sit on my hands. I do nothing. This is why I like this. Now, you're gonna have days like that where you have a crazy push with no retracement, no whatever. Now you gotta use different strategies because it's not gonna give you one because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not going to give you one. This again. Look at that, guys. Look at that. All I'm showing here is win. Now this one you would have lost on that one. You would have lost on that one. This would have been a breakout even trade. But then again, look at that. Another win. No trade day. No trade day. That's how it is. It's very very simple. If there's a trade, that's like toward the close. You don't trade that. That's at 4. You didn't give that signal until like 4. The market's already closed, so you're not worried about that. Again, this is how you do this, guys. Um, Again, I want to reiterate. I am giving you guys free access for 30 days to try that out. Free access for 30 days to try that out. So it's up to you if you want to do that. If I've already given that to you, guys, I am not, there's no exception. I am not going to also give you an extra 30 days or 1 week or whatever. Because it's either you used it and you made money, or you did not use it because you did not value it. It's like very, very, very simple. All right. Guys, I appreciate everyone being here, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm switching the live now to about, actually, I'm gonna go live at 7 now. Because I just want to get some time back, guys. My little one is growing up so fast. I'm watching this kid grow up so fast, man. I want to be able to do certain things with them in the evening. And for me to do that, I have to move the lives a little earlier. I may even move the lives at like 4. And sometimes you guys may hear him in the background because that boy has energy, and that boy is loud and he likes to play. So my only thing, I don't know how YouTube reacts with if there's pictures or videos of a child that shows, or tablet that shows up in your video, or anything like that, because I know when I'm doing those lives, yeah, I'm just letting you guys know that right now, this kid is going to want and come and jump on me every now and then. All right, we're just gonna have to roll with it. He's part of the family, guys. All right, all right, guys. I appreciate everyone being here. Best of luck tomorrow. Again, as usual, it is POP, process over profit. You follow the process, the profit will follow. Guys, take care. Have a great one. Have a great night. Peace out.